Jai Hind student, I am Priya, Assistant Professor in IT Department, Akgec. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about the object-oriented programming concept and the concept of object-oriented programming control flow and switch statement. So we are discussing about the concept of control flow statement and strings in Java. Basically, flow of control of the execution of the program is going to be covered with the help of the execution statement given by the program structure. So this particular flow of control in Java, and the program will be consisting of a sequence of instructions. The program of Java will be consisting of a sequence of instruction. These sequence of instruction will be executed by the Java compiler from top to bottom in order to execute the statement one by one. So that order of statement execution will be given by the order of statement which will be appear in the program. The control of the flow of the statement will be controlled in some Java programming by some statement also, that is going to control the flow of structuring of the program, which is called as the flow control in Java. Basically, these statements will control the execution flow of the program so that we can achieve the better smoothness in the your programming code will be achieving the better smoothness in your program. And we in this particular session we will discuss about the strings also. That is an object which is a sequence of characters in the program. So that how the strings will be going to compute and how the strings will be covering the various operation on the particular program. So that in this session we will discuss about the flow control and the strings. So next will be the covering of the in Java we have if-else statement, switch statement, for, while, and this particular break and continue. These two statements will be categorizing for the decision making statement. Okay, so when we are saying these statements are going to be the decision making statement, these statements are called the decision making because these are going to be executed and based on some decision taken by it. These are going to be the loop statements. So loop and the for loop and your particular while loop is going to execute the loop statement. As we have seen in the C and C++ programming, the execution will be going to be done with the help of this for loop and while loop, and we can say that if else statement will be there, switch statement will be there to decide what to do in this particular program. Okay, so break continue will be your jump statement. So when we talk about these statements, if else statement, switch statement, these are called the decision making statement because they are going to execute on some criteria. If the condition is becoming the true condition, then it will follow the block of code. Okay, so that we are saying that the switch and the if else and the switch statement are what? Decision making statement. And when we talk about the for loop and the while loop, these are the loops which we can say that block of code are executed repeatedly. Okay, so that repetition of the block of code is based on some criteria, that is we can say that that is based on some condition also. Okay, so break continue will jump the statement of the code from to the point to the next point. Okay, so that will be a break and the continue statement. Talking about the next thing, that in a programming we use the if-else statement to run a code among more than one alternative. Suppose we have a condition that if the programming will be consisting of this condition. In a particular program, we want this thing that if the percentage is above 90, then we can assign the grade A. If the percentage is above 75, then the program will assign grade B. If the percentage is above 65, then the program will assign the value grade C. So how this assigning will be done? The assigning of this particular grades will be based on how the if else is going to be work for it. The if condition is going to be work in three manners. We can put if condition directly, we can put the if else block, and we can put the if else if adder, if else if in a ladder form, and we can say fourth one is if else if condition in a nested form. So the execution of the program for achieving this task, we need this if else condition, that if the condition is not in this category, then it will move toward to the next. If the condition is going in does not lie in this condition, then it will execute to the next. In all of these three situations, the condition are put it on the if condition block. Okay, so that particular if then statement will be going to be work for it. So the particular if condition is going to be the Boolean expression for it, so that it will execute the code. So we are saying that the condition is a Boolean expression, such as in this particular code they have given the criteria for it, age will be greater than 18, then the condition is true and the statement will be executed for it. If the condition is false, then the particular statement, if a statement is skipped and the else one is going to be executed. Okay, so they have given this number. If the number is lesser than 0, then they have taken this particular that the number is negative, and further on, if this condition is not true, then the else this one condition is going to execute it. Now see, in this particular case we have not put it the else block. Why we have not put it the else block? Because we have directly put it the condition. If the condition is not fulfilled, then we are skipping to the part of it, exiting the loop. Moving toward the next, the Java if else statement. Now we are saying we have block of code for the if condition and for the else condition also. Okay, so that condition is going to be work if statement execute. Now we are saying that this one is a Boolean expression. Either this condition is going to be true or it can be a false statement. So if the condition is going to be true, this particular block of code will be executed inside of this. Okay, and if this condition is going to be false, we can say that code in the else block will be executed. Okay, so if else condition, however, if the text expression is evaluated to false, then we can move toward to the else condition. Okay, so we have a choice between of if condition and the else condition. Okay, now in this particular program, which is giving one task, codes inside if block, if the condition is taken is true and another task that if the condition is false. So we have taken this, if the number is greater than 0, then we are putting it in a positive block, and else it will be the not positive, or we can say that it's a negative number, so that if the condition is going to be checked by it. Now we are seeing that in this particular program we have used this if else block, and later on we have put it a out statement outside this if else block. Suppose in this condition, after the execution of this particular code of execution, the last one is the statement outside if else block. So we are saying this one is a out statement which can be executed either in any of the situations. Okay, now we are saying that there's a third condition is there, then where we are using the ladder form of the if else. If else if a statement is working toward it, in Java we have an if else if ladder. So we are saying that we are putting a ladder, means we are putting a if else condition one by one. Okay, so among multiple other blocks, so that they execute one block of a code among multiple other blocks. So in this particular program they have given a if condition 1, else if condition 2, else if condition 3. So that one needed to be executed in such a way that if the condition is going to be true for it, then this condition of the code block will be generated. If this is going to be false, then the exit of the else condition will be there. So that first one is going to exit for the else condition in the last. Okay. So discussing about the condition, according to the condition in the program, 3 conditions are described here. In this, suppose they have taken a number, integer number 2, and checking for this condition, they have put it a if else if ladder, where they have taken this condition for 3 statement, that if the number is greater than 0, if the number is equals to 0, and the third one is if the number is lesser than 0. Okay. So we have taken this condition, if the number is less than 0. In the first situation, they have taken this key number is equals to 2. Okay, so this first is going to be true for it. So generation of this particular block of code will be there if the condition is true. Now these particular block will not going to be executed for it, and later on exiting at that part of it code after if. Okay, so we are saying that second condition is what? If the number, suppose they have given is number 0, then we are saying this particular condition is going to be false. Now checking for the next condition, we are saying that number is equals to 0. It means that this particular block of code will be executed. So after execution of it, the code will execute outside of it. So the line of execution will be not skipping these line of code. Okay, so that will be the thing. Execution will goes inside of this block of code. Now the third condition is that they have put it a number -2. Okay, so the first one is going to be false with it. Number is greater than 0 is going to be false. On checking in this criteria, they are going to be false. On checking on second, it is going to be false. It means that these are skipped, and last one, else condition is going to be followed for it. Okay, so that condition, else condition, is going to be worked with this code. Okay, so that will be the three conditions which we are discussing about in this particular program. So moving toward the third class, mean that they have taken the number 0 and check if number is greater than 0. So suppose they have taken this three conditions, that number is greater than 0, number is positive, else if. This is the way how the if statement is working towards in a if else if ladder form. Okay, so execution of this particular will be depending upon the condition. We are putting this condition and we are saying there is a true and false value generated for it. Boolean expression will be generated for it. Okay, so after checking the value is true, the block of code inside of it will be executed. If the condition is false, then it is going towards the else statement. Okay, again it is going to check for the next if condition. If this is true, the block of code will be executed. If not, the else will be executed. Okay. Now moving toward the Java switch statement. So how this one is going to decide that which particular condition is going to be executed. The switch statement allows to execute a block of code among many alternative. Means many alternative are presented with the switch statement. Means we are going to present a number of cases on this particular switch statement. Now they have given the switch expression, case value 1, case value 2, and they have given a default condition of it. Okay, on each value, case value 1, we have put it some code inside of it, and a break statement will be given over there. Talking about an example, suppose they have given the program to switch, in which the switch case statement will be used. Now see, in this particular program, they have taken the number 44 and we are checking for the number, and we have put it this cases on the basis of the number size. So we have taken these size small if the case is for the 29. Case 42 means they have taken the medium size, and case 44 will be for the larger size. Okay, so we will check for each of the cases for the switch statement. So that switch statement is going to be worked according to the condition given over there. If this is the case that you have taken the size, they will check for each of the case. Your size will be matched toward this size. Okay, so number is given for the 44. It means that this one is going to be worked with the particular program. Now we are saying that the particular program will be executing in between of these switch statement and the switch cases we have given. Now the south statement in the last will be provided for this particular size they have put it, and the result will be executed on this. Okay, so this one is the program that how the switch cases will be working toward number of cases. Now when we talk about the loops in Java programming, as loops will be discussed in the C, C++, other programming languages also, the basically loops will be going to describing the repetition of the block of code. So that repetition of block of code will be done on the basis of some condition put it over the block of code, and that is needed with the help of for loop, while loop and do while loop. So when we talk about the for loop, the condition for it is given in the test expression. Okay, so that will be the condition given side. Initial expression will be presented on the first side, and update expression. Now for this for loop, they have put it an initial expression. The initialization of the variable is put it inside of it. The condition is provided in after the colon of this semicolon they have provided, and after this they have put it the updated expression. The whatever the variable is taken over it is updated, and the repetition is described with the help of this. How many times the repetition is going to be worked with the particular condition. Okay, so the updation for it is given in the form of the increment or decrement operator. So program to print from 1 to 5 they have given. Suppose the number for it is given number 5. So for loop they have put it, and this value is given for lesser than equals to n. So we have put it a condition that the loop will iterate over the number n 5 from 1 to 5, because 1 is initialized with this I is equals to 1, and we have put it a condition that the execution will terminate up to the point that it will become lesser or equals to n. Okay, so later on, after checking this condition, the program will execute for this out statement, and your incrementation of the I will be done over there. Okay, so in this particular for loop, they have executed for the generation of the particular program. Now generation of a while loop. While loop will be consisting of the test expression and the body of the loop. The test expression, the condition will be put it inside of this particular block of code, so that and the rest of the statement will be generated after checking the condition over it. So that particular condition, we can say while loop is also called the entry control loop. Okay, so that condition is checked. First the condition is checked. If the condition is true, then the program is going inside of this particular loop condition. Now we are saying to program to display 1 to 5. Now they are declaring with the help of this while loop. In this condition they have put it inside of this. We have initialized the variable with the I is equals to 1 to n is equals to 5. So the condition will be checked over it, and the out statement will be given for particular each element of I, and later on the increment is provided with the help of this I++. So that while condition is providing that if the condition is true, then only the this particular block of code will be executed. So that's why it is called the entry control loop. Okay, so the entry is controlled with the help of entry is controlled with the help of putting the condition over this starting of the loop. Moving toward the next, which is the Java break statement. While working with loops, it is similarly desirable to skip some statement inside the loop or terminating the loop immediately without checking the test expression. So whenever there is a situation like to skip the rest of the code, whenever the some particular condition is lying, so we are saying that to executing, to jump over that, we can say to jump over that situation. If any particular line, suppose the lines of execution of code will be there for some for loop, and we have put it inside the if condition. If this particular condition will be there, then your whole of the execution of the code will terminate towards the end. Or we can say if this particular condition will happen, it will go towards the particular situation. We can say this is the situation where we are putting the jump statement over your programming. So that the Java break statement is also part of the break, we can say jump statement. So while working with loop, it is sometimes desirable to skip some statement inside the loop immediately without checking the test expression. The break statement in Java terminates to the loop immediately, and the control of the program moves to the next statement following the loop. So that will be the thing we are saying, that how the loop's execution will be there and the statement will follow the later part of the program. Now we can say in this particular structure, the while test expression will be provided. Now see, the test expression is the condition for it, and we have put it the block of code. If the condition is true, the block of code will be generated. If the condition is true, then the block of code will be generated, and we have put it a condition to break. If this particular condition lie in your program, then you have to move towards the break statement. We are saying break will jump towards the end of the program. They have given this, the break will be given there, and the following execution of the code will be later on, we can say halt for this, and the execution directly jumps toward the end of the program. So they have put it the condition that if you are working with some particular condition or in a for loop or in a while loop, that will be put it, if the this particular jump statement will be there, they will be executed in this manner. So continue statement will be there, that is the continuous statement skip the current iteration of a loop, and it will directly go towards to the end of the loop. So after the continue statement, the program moves to the end of the loop and the test expression is evaluated. So finally the test expression is evaluated and the program moves to the end of the loop. Suppose in this particular program the execution will be there, and we have put it a condition inside of this that if I is greater than 4 and I is lesser than 9, then continue will work. Continue will directly go towards the end of the program. So we are saying that the loop will terminate and loop will be directly jumping towards the end of the execution of the program. So suppose in this particular program they have initialized I with 1 and the condition will be checked for I is lesser than equals to 10 and the incrementation is given for I plus plus. So we have said the condition is for lying between 4 and 9. It means that the loop will be working toward for 1, 2, 3. On 4 number, the criteria for this if condition will work, and it means that it will continue, end of the execution will be, expression will be evaluated, and on reaching to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and up to 9, then it will be coming back if I is lesser than 9. Okay, for equals to 9 it will be working for towards it. So that will be the output of the program, that how this particular continue statement will be working for it. So update statement is evaluated in this particular for loop. So this is the output which we receive. Now talking about until now we have discussed about the various types of control flow in a program. Now we talk about an array, how the array will be describing in your structuring element, and we can say in our data structure we will discuss about array that is going to collect, this is collection of similar type of objects, and this is for putting a similar kind of objects inside your memory blocks. Okay, so an array is a collection of similar types of data. So suppose how to initialize the array in your Java program, they have initialized this array with some string value and new string they have given. Now this new keyword is going to initialize your array, and basically you are putting inside the value of 100, means you are defining the size of an array of it. So that one will be the thing, you are putting a new and array size of it. Okay, here the above array cannot store more than 100 names. So the memory allocation, the block allocation will be there for the blocks generated with some memory address. So we are saying that memory address are present with some, and these value will be going to work with the index value of 0 to particular 99. So that will be the thing, 100 blocks of arrays will be generated over there. So we have given this declaration part. Data type will be presented over it with a square bracket, and the array name will be provided for it. Array name you have provided for, suppose for the marks and for the students you can prepare an array. So for example double they have provided and data inside of it. So declaring, to define the number of elements that an array can hold, we can allocate memory for the array in Java. So basically you are putting a data type and providing the name for your array. How you are allocating memory? That is with the help of this allocating memory by the giving the size of it. Okay, so that you are providing a new double, and that is provided inside of the braces 10. In Java we can declare and allocate the memory of array in one single statement, means there is no need to declaring and allocating. Declaring and allocating can be done in a single line of a statement. So we can say declaring and allocating can be done with a single line of a statement. Now we are declaring a array with a double data type, and we are putting inside of it that 10 is the memory size for it, that how much of the allocation will be provided for this particular array size. Okay, so how to initialize array? In Java we can create initialize array. So that is with the help of this particular keyword, new keyword. So inside the curly we have created named age, and in this particular example, in the next slide we have given initialized an array. So that is providing an array of size 5, and we have named this array as an age, and we have put it inside 5 particular the size have initialized with this, and we have given this. After initialization we can keep the values with the help of the index number. So age 0 is what it is representing, it is representing the index value. On 0 you can put this particular age, on 1 you can put this particular age, and on 2 this age will be working. Okay, so one by one you are putting inside the values of it. Now how to access element? First of all you have declared and initialized and declared the array. So that will be the thing, you are accessing the array element by the help of the index value. As we have said that the index value will be working toward it. The memory blocks which you have created have some values in the form of the value index values. So the index values, you can access the values inside of this array by the index value presented on the with the help of this array element. So whatever array you have declared, the name of the array plus the index value presented over there. Now we can say that in a particular program we have created an array for an age, and that age will be consisting of some 5 values. Directly we have not put it how much of the allocation will be there. Now you can check that 5 elements are inserted over this array. It means that memory allocation for the 5 elements are going to be work for it. So how you are going to access these, each of the element? You are as we have discussed, we are accessing these elements with the help of the index value. So index value is working with this, that age 0 is working for your index value 0. We are saying that your array is going to be work with this 0, 1. These are the index value presented over there. So each of the element on age 0 we are obtaining this 12, on age 1 inside of it what is the output for it, that we are achieving element 4, and later on rest of the element can be accessed. So how these arrays element can be accessed, we are able to check from this particular program. Now moving toward the looping through array element. Suppose you want to put a loop inside of this array element, or we can say some iteration is required for some elements. We can use this particular for loop. So suppose they have given a program in which an age is initialized with these 3 elements. So loop through the array will be that, suppose they have given age.length. This is working for your array length. This is working for your array length, that is the total length of your array. Okay. If the checking condition is the total length of an array, which is checked by your age.length method. Okay, so that will be the thing how this particular is going to be work. System.out.println will be working toward this age I. So one by one you are iterating the values of your array element. So after storing the value, we have created an array and we have initialized and we have put it a value inside of it, and after all in this particular program, to access each of the element in the program, we have gone through the for loop. We have used this particular for loop to iterate each of the value one by one. So we have iterated each of the value and printed all of them in a SOUT statement with the help of the SOUT statement. So that particular loop will be generating the values of your array element. So moving toward the next, basically Java string is what? In Java, string is basically an object that represents sequence of character. So whenever we need to represent a sequence of character and we want to perform some work upon the sequence of character, or we can say on a string, we are going to use the operation presented with the help of the strings and the strings present in the Java programming. So basically in Java programming, we can see there is a term called Java string pool, which is going to be helpful for the memory saving also. So we are discussing about these one by one. In Java, string is basically an object that represents sequence of character value. An array of character works same as Java string. So we are saying that character is going to be taken by this values of this. They have taken a string as new string. This is how to initialize a particular string value, and same as they have given this string as Java T point. These are which we can say how your string will be initialized. So we have initialized and we have put it a value as well as in this particular string. So we have put it this value and we have initialized in the same one line of statement. Okay. In this particular, we have first we have initialized and we have later on classified as string S, new string CS. That is, this particular string is CH you have declared here, is now assigned with this particular S value. So now the operation performed on this S value is later on considered. The operation performing on this Java T point is going to be initialized with the help of this particular variable S. Now discussing about Java string, class provide a lot of method to perform operation on a string. Suppose they have given this Java string class in which you can do a number of operation on this particular string. You can concatenate this string. We can say we can compare, we can combine these string, we can equals, and we can check the equality, and we can put the length operator on it. We can replace, we can compare to, we can use this particular intern method and the substring method. So these are the category of the methods which can be used to perform various operation on your string element. So what is string in Java? We have said that Java string is an object which is a sequence of character. So string is a sequence of character. Basically, it's, whenever we are saying string, it's a sequence of character. But in Java, string is an object. We are saying that a string is an object because in Java we have discussed that it will be going to use the object oriented programming concept. In a Oopj concept, we have discussed that whole over the things which we are describing is in the manner of the classes and objects. So we are going to create the classes and the objects for your program. So basically a string is an object that represents a sequence of character. So java.lang.string class is used to create an string object. So this particular class is going to be work for your string class string object. So this class is implement serializability, comparable and character sequence interfaces. So these are the interfaces presented with the string particular java.lang.string class. So how to create a string object? Now by string literal we can create the string object, by new keyword we can create the string object. There are two ways by which we can create these particular string string object. So by string literal we have directly initialized the string as with the double colon presented on this side. So Java string literal is basically created by using double quote. We are saying whatever the character we are putting inside the string are presented with the help of the double quotes presented on them. Okay. So each time you create a string literal, the JVM Java virtual machine checks the string constant pool. So basically the string constant pool is working toward it. Basically it is a memory efficiency requirement that there is no wastage for the allocation of the if the same word is allocated 2 times. Suppose in this S1 S2 the same word is allocated 2 times, but it does not create a different memory for it. Okay, we are saying that the instance created by will be the only one instance created in your string constant pool. So this string constant pool is basically a concept where the memory is better utilized in this. So 2 references are created for this, that is S1 and S2. So we are saying that string objects are stored in a special memory known as a string constant pool. Why the question is there that why Java uses the concept of a string literal. So basically to make Java more memory efficient. Okay, so that is a string constant pool basically provide you the memory efficiency, because the same literal is not going to be repeated for a number of times. They will provide the reference over it. So by new keyword there is a second way by which you can declare your string as new string welcome. So create 2 object, 1 reference variable. In such cases JVM will create a string object in normal non-pool heap memory and literal welcome will be placed in a string constant pool. So variable s will refer to the object in a heap. So in this particular program they have created S2 and S3, and basically S2 and S3 will be working toward a string ch. So we can put the various operation on it and we can say that S1, S2 what they are going to be printed inside of this. S2 we have put it this string value, in S3 we have given this example. So we have initialized and we have put it a value inside of this particular program. So number of operation we can perform on it, that is int length, string substring, boolean constraint. So it is going to be work with your particular string value, or we can say the strings you have given you have created in your program. So it is going to be work if you want to concatenate your string, then combining it can combine the specified string. You want to replace some string values, then you can give this particular string replace character old and character new. These are the way you can put the various method inside your string. So string replace will be there, character sequence will be replaces all occurrence of the specified character sequence will be there. String to lowercase and string to uppercase, it will return a string in lowercase and this operation will perform the string in uppercase. So, program will be given there that how the return of this particular index value at index value 4, which particular program will be executed. We can say which particular point it is going to execute. So, it will check from starting 1 to 4th and it will be generating the output T for it. Okay. So, there is a program in which we can checking the S1 and S2 length. So, we are using this S1.length method and S2.length method. So, we are checking over the length of this string. So, we have in this session we have discussed about the control flow and the arrays, and we have discussed about the strings. So, thank you for today's session. Thank you.